Out of Place by Emmanuella Shodunke. All right, kids, your English homework for next week will be to write a 400-word essay about a time you felt out of place. Alicia raised her hand slowly and asked, "What if you don't know what to write about?" "Dammy, everyone's felt out of place before. Just think about it when you get home." "My name's Alicia, miss." Low sniggering rumbled around the classroom. Alicia caught Dammy's attention. They both rolled their eyes in frustration. How many times can the same teacher confuse the only two black girls in class? Sorry, Alicia," she replied sheepishly. "Hey, I'm home," called Alicia as she kicked off her shoes, running upstairs to leap onto her sister's bed. "Hey, Ev, what's up?" Alicia said, crashing down next to Evelyn. "I'm playing a game," Evelyn groaned, clearly focused on her laptop. Alicia sighed and looked at the game whilst Evelyn clicked on her character. Alicia, intrigued, asked, "Can I help design the character?" "Ugh, fine." Evelyn slightly turned her chair to the side, allowing Alicia to access the keyboard. First, Alicia selected the skin tone, which closest matched her own, then added the afro option and selected a blue outfit. "What do you think?" Alicia asked, turning her head back to see Evelyn's reaction. "It's okay." "Just okay?" Alicia's brows clenched together in confusion. Evelyn took back the laptop and Alicia watched her make the character lighter, swapping the hair to a pin-straight blonde style. "Here, she looks much better." Alicia couldn't help but question her. "Why'd you make her lighter?" "I don't know. She just looks right now." Evelyn shrugged as she went back to grinding on the game, leaving Alicia in a mixture of shock and confusion. Alicia headed to her room, still stunned about what just happened. She slouched into her chair, opening her laptop, and began to think about her essay, still feeling stumped. It was starting to annoy her slightly. She began tapping her finger at the side of her mouse pad, bouncing her leg repeatedly and wondering what to write. She noticed her phone beside her. "I'll go on my phone for 10 minutes, Alicia said to herself, as she leaned back on her chair, scrolling through videos mindlessly. Suddenly, she came across one that stood out. "New Black Princess movie brings controversy." Alicia rolled her eyes at the headline. "We don't get a white princess for once, and everyone gets mad." Alicia struggled to finish this thought, sitting bolt upright with an idea. Her sister wanting a white character, people getting mad at a new black princess, the teacher mixing up her name, it all fell into place. She turned to her laptop and started typing on the document as more ideas flowed in. "At first, it was hard for me to choose a time where I've ever felt out of place, no matter how much I thought about it. Although, I've now realised that because I'm black, there has never been a time when I haven't felt out of place. It has been hard to answer whenever someone asks me where I'm from, because I don't even know myself. It always takes me at least a few seconds to think about it. Do I say I'm African or British? That thought always comes to mind, and because of it, I end up changing my answer each time. Saying I'm British feels wrong at this point. I mean, it's obvious that I look different from all the other kids, and I wouldn't say it's a nice experience. The constant touching and remarks from people as if I'm an alien definitely makes me feel like I don't belong here. That really damages my self-confidence, but no matter how much I try, it will never be truly understood by everyone else. But saying I'm African also feels wrong. How could I call myself something that I barely know anything about? This is what I think whenever I realise how out of touch I am with my culture. I'm constantly asked if I would ever visit my home country, but to be honest, I'd also feel disconnected there too. They can be pretty unaccommodating to outsiders like me, and I fear they would say I act too white. When I was younger, I thought trying to act as white as possible was the best way to fit in. Obviously, I now know it's not, but a part of me still believes it. As a kid, seeing that being white was so glorified made me want to be white myself. Why did I want to be so light to the point I truly thought life would be better that way? Why did I think I would be prettier that way? Why were all my drawings white girls with pin straight hair? Why did my whole life revolve around me wanting to be white? However, this was normal to me. It shouldn't be, but it was. Which is why I never realised that I felt out of place at first. There has never been a moment in my whole life where I felt in place. Alicia sat back with a proud smirk on her face, then texted her friend Jessie to ask her to read over it in the library tomorrow. Oh wow, this... Jessie turns back to look at her with a sad smile. What? Is it not good? Alicia asked with a slight worry in her voice. No, it's amazing. Trust me, it's just... I never realised you go through so much. I'm sorry. Jessie looked down as Alicia giggled a little and gave her a hug. If it's made you see a bit of my life through my eyes, that's all I care about. This is definitely the best thing I've ever read. You're just overreacting now, but I'll take your word for it. The two girls laughed quietly, trying not to cause a disruption.